Hey guys, this is Tyler with Venture Wilderness, and today we're going to go over something that I get asked a lot about whenever I post pictures of us going into the mountain or pictures of my dog hiking with me, is what kind of backpack he uses and also what my dog carries in it. We use the Roughwear Palisades pack. It's a really great system. We put a lot of miles on it. It's worked really well for us. Just a couple quick features of this pack, I guess, is that I like a lot. Is the two-part system on this one. So it comes with a really nice harness that can be used on its own. Typical Roughwear stuff, it's really nice, it's going to be durable, it's going to last a really long time, but it has clips on it that actually allows us to clip the pack on and off of this. This is great for water crossings, it works really well. This is not a waterproof pack. So if it does get to the point where it's going to get wet, you're going to want to make sure it stays nice and dry. It's something that is definitely going to get him wet. I can quickly clip it off of him and carry it across and then put it back on. Roughwear says that you should only carry about 1/3 of your dog's weight on a pack, and he's 95 pounds, so we're just fine in that range. I also spoke with my vet, and I recommend you do the same and make sure before you put any pack on your dog with any kind of weight in it that it's a good weight for the dog to carry. Most of our trips come in for him around 7 to 8 pounds. I'm going to go ahead and take everything out of this and show you everything that he carries, and then also how I pack this bag for a trip. Alright, so here's a pretty typical loadout of everything you would see in my dog's bag for a 2-night trip up in the high Uintas. It's pretty normal for even in the middle of summer and it's really warm for temperatures to get into the 30s or even 20s at night. He is kind of a wuss. He does get cold really easy and he doesn't like to sleep cold. So he'll boss me out of my bag and then we'll both freeze, so he carries his own. So I picked up a Outdoor Vitals kids bag. This is I think called their Rascal. It's 1.8 pounds in the stuff sack. It's perfect size for the dog. There are actual dog sleeping bags out there. Problem is my dog's really big at 95 pounds and really long legs. He doesn't fit in the larger bags that Roughwear sells or anything like that, but I find that this guy right here is a great solution for that. He loves it. I don't mind it getting dirty. They're really inexpensive. You can get them on Amazon for under 30 bucks, I believe. So great little bag for him. This is a Thermarest self-inflating hiker bag. Very lightweight. It's a blow-up mattress, so I would typically not recommend that for a dog because of their nails. I don't want them to pop it, but this thing is really tough. It's really stood up to it. He hasn't had any problem, and he's pretty easy on stuff, so that's his own sleeping pad to help kind of insulate him from the ground. So sleeping bag and pad, and he's very happy at night and almost any temperature. Moving down, his food. I just packed his food into servings in its own Ziploc baggies. He carries 2 cups per meal. I do make sure to feed him in the morning and night, and then I also have some other high-calorie snacks, some freeze-dried liver actually that I carry with me for him as well. I usually pack that for some extra calories because, if he's working more, just like us, we need extra calories on the trail. So morning and night, he'll usually eat 1 in the morning before we leave, so 2 at night, 2 in the morning, 2 the next night, and 2 in the morning before we leave. So that'd be for 2 nights. And then his first aid kit. I'm not going to go through every item I carry in his first aid kit. I'm going to say it's important for your dog to have his own, and I'd like for him to carry his own because if something were to happen and we were to get separated and he got hurt, maybe somebody else could find and maybe help. But I think I'm going to do a separate video on first aid kits for both the dog and myself later, so I'm not going to go through every item in that on this one right now. This is his collapsible food and water bowl. So he has a nice stiff end on there, so he's not going to break through it. It's really light, takes up a lot of low space, and you can open that up real quick. He eats his food out of here, or I can filter some clean water in there, but most of the time he drinks right out of the water, rivers and streams and lakes everywhere anyway. This is actually, if you buy the Palisades pack, you get 2 of these 1-liter Roughwear bottles, and these are really nice. I mean, it's a lot like what you'd see from a platypus bottle, but they're really strong. I actually trust this a lot more than I do any other of these type of bag bottles that I carry, more than the platypus one even. So on my Sawyer filter, I actually don't fill this with water when he carries it. I just put it in one of the pockets and leave it in there as a backup for him and I to use later if we need it. I've had on previous trips the bags that come with my Sawyer filter. On my first trip out, the two smaller ones actually ended up leaking right around here. This guy has gone through tons and tons of use. We take these on day hikes as well, and I'm really sold on how nice of a bag Roughwear included with their, how nice of a bladder they included with their bag. So, and then lastly, poop bags. So this is only one, but normally I'll carry a couple. If we're early on in the trail or whatnot, I'll bag it up and leave it. If not, then I just do the same thing I would with mine, you know, and you bury it. So I try not to leave the dog's waste anywhere. I always try to bury it and leave no trace, just like mine. But if it's, you know, somewhere where I can get to a garbage can or in certain areas, poop bags. So that is everything that we carry on a typical trip, and I'm going to show you how to pack the bag. So the real important thing when packing a dog's backpack is it's unlike our pack, you know, he has two sides, and this is going to sit over his back. So you want to make sure that the weight is pretty even on both sides, and I do that normally just by picking up on it with my arm and just feeling where the weight is on the center. So I always start by loading the biggest items first, and like I said before, these aren't waterproof, so you want to make sure nothing's going to get wet. So just in case it rains or he does end up getting away into some water before I have a chance to take it off of him, I always put a couple of plastic sacks in here first. So I'm going to take the Thermarests and just load that right into the plastic sack there. That. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side of the bag. So my two biggest items are in there. And then I'm going to put in his food. I'm going to start with 2 bags on this side. Now I know his sleeping bag is a little heavier, a fair amount heavier actually than the sleeping pad. So I'm going to start putting some of the other items on the sleeping pad side. And then kind of feel the weight. So we're actually pretty even there. I think I'm pulling some weight on that side. So I'm going to put dog food in on this side of the bag. And at this point, I'm going to tuck the edge of that bag down so no water could get in. And close up the main compartment. So I know the next thing is the first aid kit. So I'm going to kind of pick it up, and this side is definitely still a little lighter. So knowing that the first aid kit is lighter than the food, I'm going to put the first aid kit on this top pocket where I can get to it quick if I need to on that side. And then the dog food and the poop bag will go on this one. And there we go. And that feels really even on both sides. I know he's going to carry that weight just fine. It's not going to ride really far from one side or the other. And I'm going to go ahead and pull the dog over with his harness on and put this on him, and we'll double check and make sure everything looks right. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and put the harness on the dog. It's really important to make sure that the harness is sized right for him. Roughwear's got really good directions on how to size it for your dog and also how to properly fit the harness on him. You don't want anything too tight to the point where it's rubbing, but you also don't want this moving around a lot. And The bag just clips on using 4 connectors. He is ready to go hike. And then now you can see, because these are all the 4 connectors, that these kind of want to fly around. So there's some little clips on the inside that will connect. And there we go. We are all set to go backpacking. Good boy. Alright, so that pretty much covers everything about the rough wear pack. If you have any questions, please leave any comments down below. I'll try to get back to them as quickly as possible. Of course, if you like this video, if it had some information you like in it and you want to see more stuff like this in the future, subscribe. I'm going to have a lot more videos coming out throughout the season. So thank you.